Everton. I don't even want to do player ratings, to be honest with you. I just want to sit here and sing Everton tunes. Can we just sit here and do Everton songs for the next 25, 30 minutes, to be honest with you? Everyone gets a 10. Everyone gets a 10. And we're just going to sit here and sing Everton songs. That today was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. It is the player ratings. I should probably say that before we get into it. Welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is, of course, Cameron. You know all of this. You know all of it. I don't need to repeat it because you know all of it. What a day that was today. I've just said in the instant match reaction then, that might be the best I've ever experienced it as an Evertonian in terms of the day as a whole, from greeting the players, going into the game, the atmosphere outside the ground, the scenes, the pitches, the witnessing everything outside the ground, to the actual game itself, the performance, to the atmosphere in the ground, to the atmosphere after the game, the reaction of the players, the battle, the manager. It just was absolutely unbelievable, wasn't it? And that is Everton Football Club. That is what it means to be a fan of this football club. That is what it means to play for this football club. That is what it means to follow this football club. That is what it means to love this fucking football club. That is our football club. That is Everton. If you don't know, get to know. That is Everton Football Club. That has got to be, as Hernandez says, that has to be the new standard. The same again against Brentford. The same again against Crystal Palace. Make it audible for them teams as well. Welcome the players in the same way. Just because Chelsea was a difficult game and a must-win, an important one after yesterday, and they're a good team, doesn't mean that it should be any different for Brentford and Palace. It should be the exact same. And if we perform like that, we'll beat them too as well. And if we perform like we did today for the rest of the season, we wouldn't be in this position. But we are. And that doesn't matter now because we can't change that. What we can change is the future and our fate. This is in our hands. As Frank Lampard said on Friday, it's in our hands. And it is in our hands. And today, we took it into our own hands and we said, do you know what? We're winning this game of football. At half time, when it was 0-0 and we were playing all right, you know, we were working hard. Chelsea weren't really having much in the game whatsoever. We were defending well. We weren't really creating much, but we were doing okay. Instead of saying, do you know what, this'll do. We'll take a point here, and we'll reevaluate. The manager, the players, the fans, all collectively said this isn't enough. We need more, and we went out, and within a minute of the second half starting, we got more. And we battled and we fought and there was desire, there was commitment, there was just everything. And it was absolutely unbelievable. That is a day that those Everton players will never forget. And us as fans, whether you were at Goodison Park or you weren't, it's a day that the fans will never forget either. It really, really is. That is just... It was unbelievable that today. It was absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, we've done the instant match reaction. This is the player ratings. Let's get straight into it. Jordan Pickford, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Without a shadow of a doubt. I was at the game, Vlogs. Jordan Pickford has shown today why he is certainly, without a shadow of a doubt, in the top 5 goalkeepers in the Premier League. And for me, probably within the top 5 in Europe as well. Certainly the top 10 in Europe. The fella is absolutely unbelievable. He has made a save there that may well be a save that keeps Everton in the Premier League. In terms of how much it meant to this game and how much it could mean to the momentum and the confidence that we take in to the next couple of games. That save to deny Cesar Azpilicueta after Mason Mount hits the post is the best save you will see all season. I can guarantee you now, with 6 games to go, you will not see a better save this season. You haven't seen a better save this season, and you won't see a better save this season. So you can stick your Aaron Ramsdale saving a chest-height shot that's in the middle of the goal up your arse. You won't see a better save than that all season. It's as simple as that. He was absolutely unbelievable today, Jordan Pickford. You know what? He's not getting a 10 out of 10. He's getting a 12 out of 10 because I like even numbers, and he was fucking boss. So he's getting a 12 out of 10. He was unbelievable today, Jordan Pickford. Absolutely unbelievable. Wasn't called into action much in the first half. So therefore, he didn't have much to do. The little bits and bobs that he did have to do, he done well enough. But the second half, he's made 2 saves there. One from Aspilicueta, and as I said, the one where, I can't remember who it was, but it hits him in the face. 2 saves there that could be the saves that keep Everton in the Premier League. Unbelievable. The fella is world class. Absolutely world class. And if he was playing for one of the top 4 teams, they'd be much better than what they are now. Because he's a better goalkeeper than Hugo Lloris. He's a much better goalkeeper than Aaron Ramsdale. There's probably only the other fella today, Mendy, and the other 2 that are maybe marginally better, if not on par. The rest of them in the league, he fucking shits all over all of them. Every single one of them. And most in Europe as well. He is absolutely unbelievable, Jordan Pickford. And he's made 2 saves there that, as I said, for me, are just... they blow my mind. That first one blow my mind. How he managed to get across the goal and make that save is unbelievable. His distribution wasn't great today, but it doesn't matter. Didn't need to be great. He just needed to get the ball away. His tactics of going down and holding onto the ball were great. He was winding Chelsea players up. He was winding Havertz up with Yerry Mina, which was brilliant to see because Havertz spat his dummy like a child. But as I said, those 2 saves are just... they're potentially season-defining moments. Season-defining moments, them. And it just... That is the save of the season. I don't care who you support. I don't care who your goalkeeper is of your team. That is the save of the season. It's as simple as that. Fact. Unbelievable today, Jordan Pickford. Absolutely unbelievable. As I said, 12 out of 10. Vitaly Mykolenko at left back. He's getting a 10 out of 10. And I'm not just going overboard because we won, or I'm not going to sit here and give players unbelievable ratings because we won, or because, I don't want people to sit here and say, wow, hang on, but you're just going overly happy now because you've won a game. By the way, Cloud, you haven't got a clue about footy, mate. You haven't got a clue about footy. You don't understand footy. Better than most goalkeepers in the Premier Europe, literally 17th in the Premier League. Jordan Pickford isn't 17th in the Premier League, by the way. He's not made a single mistake that has led to a goal this season. From my knowledge, he simply hasn't. He simply hasn't. We aren't 17th. In fact, do you know what, Cloud? If you actually watched football, or 18th, if you actually watched football and you knew football, you would know that if it wasn't for Jordan Pickford, we'd probably be bottom of the league. And we wouldn't even be talking about a fight for survival. It would be it's done and dusted. So that's how much you know football, mate. You haven't got a clue. You simply haven't got a clue. Yeah, Vitaly Mykolenko, 10 out of 10. Absolutely unbelievable today. That's the 4th game on the bounce, 5th game on the bounce that he's just been absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Dealt with who he needed to deal with perfectly. Again, he's come up against Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, today Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, this, that and the other, and he's not had a problem with any of them. He's not had a problem with any of them. He was great again today. Dealt with everything he needed to do. I felt one key thing, I think, which distinguished Vitaly Mykolenko's performance today was that when we were sitting a little bit deep in that first half, and in the second half at times as well, but certainly in that first half when we were sitting deep, he was always the first to run straight out. He was always the first to get out. He was always the first to to get into the Chelsea team and press high and put his foot in and put himself about. And I think him doing that on a couple of occasions sort of lifted everybody else and lifted his teammates to think, actually, do you know what? I need to do that as well. We need to get into them and not sit too far back and allow them to have too much of the ball. And again, as I said, It was a fantastic performance by Vitaly Mykolenko today. So he's getting a 10 out of 10. Yerry Mina in the centre-back position. I know I've just said I'm not just going to sit here and give 10 out of 10s out, but Yerry Mina's getting a 10 out of 10 as well. Because you know what? That fella is the biggest leader at this football club. The biggest leader at this football club. I love Yerry Mina. I love Yerry Mina so fucking much. Do you know why? Because he's a snide. He's a shithouse. He's a wind-up merchant. He's fucking amazing. He is everything you want in a centre-half. He gets beneath the skin of the attackers. He puts them off. He's big. He's physical. He's demanding. He wins headers. He wins the ball on the floor. As I said, he'll rough you up. He'll make sure you absolutely hate playing against them. And he's a leader of his teammates as well. The amount of times I've seen him going at Jordan Pickford or Mason Holgate or Vitaly Mykolenko or Seamus Coleman and putting his arm around them and giving them a bit of, what seemed like a bit of confidence and a bit of, a bit of momentum and just words of encouragement. He was doing it every single time the ball was out of play today with different Everton players. I think there was one moment where I think Chelsea were making a substitute and he had his arm around Mason Holgate as if we'd already won the game. He had his arm around him and was hugging him, and you could just tell. And then you watch Mason Holgate today and you think, look at how much better Mason Holgate was today. No silly mistakes, no stupid messing around with the ball. Every time the ball was, there to be struck, Mason Holgate threw his body in the way of it. When he had to do his defensive duties, he did it. And that's what happens when you've got somebody like Yerry Mina next to him. I can't describe to you how important Yerry Mina is to this Everton team. And whether he gets a new contract or not will be a decision that the club have to make based on the financial situation and based on, ultimately, as sad as it is, Yerry Mina's injury record and how many games we're going to get from Yerry Mina per season. But the reality of the situation is, if Yerry Mina could guarantee a full season without picking up an injury, which he can't, but if he could guarantee a full season without picking up an injury, I would happily pay him £500,000 a week. I think he's that important to Everton. I would happily give him whatever money he wants. He's that important to this football club. The fella is on his day, and today was one of his days, but on his day, one of the best centre-halves in the Premier League. Simple as that. What he does, not many defenders can do like what he does. Not many defenders can do it how he does it. And before Clark jumps in and goes, he's not that good, you're 18th in the league, again, he's been injured for the majority of the season, and every time he's played, we've looked so much better. I think our win record with Yerry Mina in is 40% higher than when he's not in there, or 30% higher to when he's not in there. He was unbelievable today. He was a leader. He was a battler. He worked his arse off. He knew exactly what he needed to do when he needed to do it. He was demanding. He was big. He was physical. And as I said, he absolutely wound Kai Havertz up to shit today. Kai Havertz will be on that coach home now crying his eyes out at the mere thought of playing against Yerry Mina, because he just wound him up all afternoon. He's absolutely brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant, and I love the fella, so he's getting a 10 out of 10. Mason Holgate next to him. I'm going to give Mason a 9 out of 10. Again, I don't just want to sit here and give everybody a 10. But the reality of the situation is that he was fantastic today. Mason Holgate, absolutely brilliant. I don't think he was quite as good as Yerry Mina. In fact, no, do you know what? He's getting a 10. I don't give a shit. It's my channel. It's my player ratings. I've never experienced it like that today. I've loved every second of it. I'm going the horse for a pint in a minute. He's getting a 10. As far as I'm concerned, he didn't put a foot wrong today. Was he as demanding, as controlling, as much of a leader as Yerry Mina? No, he wasn't, but that's not his role in this team. That's Yerry Mina's role in this team. And Mason Holgate's role in this team is to be able to put a performance in that can sit there, that can do a job, work hard, battle, and do exactly what he needs to do. And Mason Holgate did that today. He's getting a 10 out of 10. As I've just said, be it Mason Holgate, be it Ben Godfrey, be it Michael Keane, all of them look 25 times the player that they are when they're next to Yerry Mina. And that's how big of an impact Yerry Mina has on this Everton team. And today Mason Holgate was fantastic. He didn't put a foot wrong. He battled, he worked hard, he threw his body on the line. He was great today. he was great. And largely that was down to having Yerry Mina next to him, but you've got to give Mason credit where credit's due. He done a lot on his own today. He put a lot of blocks in, a lot of interceptions, a lot of, good, strong challenges. He got everything right today, Yerry Mina. Mason Holgate, everything right. So, yeah, he's getting a 10 out of 10. Seamus Coleman next to him, you guessed it, 10 out of 10. Probably his best performance. Do you know what? You're not ruining the mood, mate. Do me a favour and get a fuck. You're not ruining the mood. You just do one, lad. Go and you literally, you're on course for a fucking quadruple and you're sitting here and we've won a game. It's not even like we've lost, we've won and you're still on here trying to fucking wind people up. Get a fuck, lad. Where was I? Sorry. Seamus Coleman, yeah, 10 out of 10. Best performance Seamus has put in an Everton shirt in a long, long time. long time. What we saw today was an Everton captain. What we saw today was a leader. What we saw today was an Everton captain who loves this football club and who is desperate for this football club to stay in this division. And I'm not saying that Seamus Coleman has ever not loved this football club or has ever not given, everything or not given 110%. But I can't lie, there have been plenty of games in recent years in which I have criticised and critiqued and questioned Seamus Coleman's leadership ability. Today, he silenced those critics of mine. Now, he's got to do it on a more consistent basis. Don't get me wrong, one game doesn't change it all. But today, he led by example, but he led with his mouth, he led with his actions, he had his arm around every player, he was battling, he was working hard, he was in the face of the referee when he made a bad decision, he was in the face of Chelsea players when they were crowding around our players. He was fucking immense today. Absolutely immense, and he deserves a 10 out of 10, Seamus Coleman. He was, as I will give a man of the match at the end of the game, but he was exceptional. He was absolutely exceptional. He battled, he worked, it was desire, there was commitment, there was effort, there was all of it. There was absolutely all of it. And as I said, he was brilliant today. He was absolutely brilliant, Seamus Coleman, and yeah, he's getting a 10 out of 10. Into the midfield then, Fabian Delph. I'm going to give Fabian Delph a 7. And that's probably being a bit nice, to be fair. I don't think he was particularly great, to be honest with you. Threw a couple of challenges in, it disrupted the play a little bit. But if I'm being honest with you, I don't think it was as great as the games. I think he was probably the standout player in that team that wasn't quite on the same level as everybody else. He still worked hard. I haven't got a hole in my head, by the way. It's the green screen. I haven't got a green head either. It's just the lighting of the green screen. He still worked hard. He still battled. He still showed that desire. He still gave absolutely everything. But I don't think he was on that level as the rest of them today. He just wasn't quite there. So he's getting a 7. Abdoulaye Doucouré is getting a 10. Again, ran his arse off, still running now, to be honest. In fact, I've just seen him when I was in the Nando's having a scran, just seen him run past the window there. And then he actually ran the whole length of the estate. And, there he is there, he's just ran past ours there. Unbelievable. There's been a lot of questions around Abdoulaye Doucouré recently, has he ever been as good as he was at times last season, and has he got back to that level? And I think he's had injuries and we've been over-reliant on him, and he's been playing when he's not necessarily fit. Today, very much seemed like a fully fit Abdoulaye Doucouré. A fully fit Abdoulaye Doucouré who ran his arse off for 90 plus minutes and was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. He was phenomenal, and it very much did seem like he was back to his best today. That's very much what it felt like, very much what it seemed like. And as I said, I'm not going to sit here and give him anything less than a 10 because of that. Alex Iwobi, you guessed it, a 10 out of 10. Do you know what? Again, I didn't have an awful lot of involvement in the game in regards to end product or creativeness or, anything like that. But again, his work rate and his effort today has been how it's been in the last 5, 6, 7 games. it's just faultless. It's absolutely faultless. You simply can't sit here and criticise Alex Iwobi. In any of our last however many games, even the Merseyside derby, even the games in which we've lost or not necessarily done well in, since Frank Lampard has come into this football club, he's rejuvenated Alex Iwobi. He's almost given him another lease of life. And Alex Iwobi, I think, come out and done an interview during the week talking about how he's realised that if you give 100% and you battle and you give the effort and you give the desire, then you will be loved by the Everton fan base and you will be respected. Grim, they're my player ratings, mate. If you disagree, you disagree. But I'm judging on, is it emotional? Of course it's emotional, because I'm an Evertonian and I've just witnessed arguably the best day of being an Evertonian in a long, long time. So of course it's emotional based. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, Decore's getting a 7.8 because he was good, but he didn't score. He's fucking getting a 10. He's getting a 10, and so is Alex Iwobi, because he worked his arse off, he battled, and he was fantastic today. He was absolutely fantastic. Into the forward line then, Anthony Gordon. I'm going to give Anthony a 9.9 today. I think his balls into the box, crosses, free kicks, corners could be better. I think there was a couple of them that he put in today that just weren't good enough. But his work rate was there, his desire, his battle, he ran round, his dribbling I thought was good. It wasn't his best game in an Everton shirt. It wasn't his best game. In fact, I give him a 9 because it wasn't his best game in an Everton shirt, and his balls into the box weren't quite what we needed them to be. Everton got lucky. The amount of people that don't understand football is beyond me. But yeah, as I said, still worked hard, still battled, still fantastic performance. You just maybe needs a little bit of work on those, balls into the box and set pieces and stuff. But that'll come with time. Demarai Gray, I'm going to give Demarai Gray a 9 as well. I'm going to give Demarai Gray an 8.5 actually. No, I'll give Anthony Gordon an 8.5. I'm going to give Demarai Gray a 9. He had a part to play in the goal, of course. I think he had a quiet first half. I think he had a really, really quiet first half. Ultimately, we weren't creating much, and therefore he wasn't massively in the game. Second half, obviously, he had a massive part to play in the goal. He chased it down. He won the ball back. He was fouled, which would have been a penalty. But obviously, with Richarlison getting on the end of it and putting it in the back of the net. He had his shot, which was, unlucky to not hit the back of the net. Again, wasn't his most lively of games, wasn't his best performance, wasn't his most involved, but he worked hard, he ran round, he battled, and he played his part in what was a fantastic win there today. And then Richarlison is getting a 10. He's getting a 10 not only for his goal, his celebration, his effort, his desire. And as I said, it was clear that the team talk from Frank Lampard at half-time was, this is good and we're doing well, but it's not enough. We need to win this game, so go out and win this game. And I think Richarlison was one of them that from the start, certainly of the second half, and the whole game really, but from the start of the second half, he was straight at it. He knew what he needed to do. He knew what we needed to do. And he went and got that. I love the lad. I absolutely love the lad. I think he's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So he is getting a 10. Rondon can have a 6. Come on, ran round. 7. I'm in a nice mood. 7. Come on, ran round, worked hard, held the ball up a little bit, done what we needed them to do effectively. And yeah, done exactly what we needed of him. Who else? Come on, Alam can get a 8 as well again. Come on, short the game up, disrupted, done what he needed to do, threw a couple of good challenges in, battled in that midfield, and yeah, as I said, disrupted the game, which is what we needed them to do. And then who else? Come on, we made a third substitution, didn't we? Alan, Rondon, and why have I completely gone? What's going on here? Why have I lost my head then? Let me get it up. Let me get it up. Oh, Dele, of course, Dele. Dele can get a yeah, Delhi can get a 7 as well. Yeah, no, yeah, he can get a 7 as well. Come on, worked hard. Got rid of the ball a couple of times. Yeah, just done what he needs to do, really. I think he was basically brought on to just see the game out, and he saw the game out. Frank Lampard's getting a 10 out of 10. I think he, again, attacked the game in the right mindset. I think whatever he said at half-time was perfect, because there was a reaction. We were on the front foot from the, the minute the second half started, which is what we needed. And yeah, again, I think he was great. And the fans are getting a 100 out of 10. 100 today. We need to see that against Brentford. We need to see that against Crystal Palace. I'm talking about the coach, welcoming at the start of the game, before the game. I'm talking about the atmosphere in the stadium. I'm talking about after the game. We need to see all of that for the remaining two games of the season, home games of the season. And then, hopefully, a bit of momentum and a bit of confidence will pick us up points away from home. But we need to see that in the next 2 home games, because that is just so important to the way we perform today. And as I said, today was absolutely massive. It was absolutely massive. Anyway, look, we are going to finish it there then. If you have enjoyed this one, please do hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out the instant match reaction. It is up now if you haven't checked it out already. But yeah, massive thanks to everybody for watching live. If you're watching the YouTube video, leave your thoughts down below. Please leave a like if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Get in. Up the toffees. Get in. Big thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon.